Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flick Show. My name is Chris Wong. It has been an incredible, fantastic day today for hashtag Release the Snyder Cut event today. And today was mainly focused on our love for Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. Now, I know the Release the Snyder Cut movement was started by everyone who wanted the Snyder Cut movement, but I would like to thank just this event that Vinolo 7 and Fukujiang Fiona had put together this event about posting positive reviews, positive voices for Batman v Superman with the little splash of the hashtag Release the Snyder Cut, because we want to see the actual sequel to this movie. And there were a lot of positive reviews. I mean, I read through them. I saw some videos that I have never seen before, and I gotta say, I am so happy that there is a ton of people, a population out there that really does enjoy this movie as much as I do and as much as you do. And I'm glad to see we're all coming together and uniting together to celebrate the awesome, incredible, arguably the best comic book movie ever, my favorite movie ever, Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. And just for that, I might actually watch it again tomorrow. If I've got some time, I'm gonna watch it again. The ultimate cut, of course, because that is by far the best thing that anything. I mean, if the theatrical cut does not give Superman his due service, and that's why I think the ultimate cut is a lot much better. But by the way, if you haven't gotten a chance, I'll maybe a link in the description below. Batman v Superman. There was another cut that a viewer by the name of Enemy of the State has put out. I encourage you to check that out. That's what a theatrical cut could have been. Way better than what was cut in the theaters, because even though we don't focus on Lois Lane at all in this cut that this fan had done, at least he put Batman and Superman at the forefront and having their stories told side by side, and to make it more of a Batman Superman centric instead of Batman Lois Lane Superman centric. And was able to get to around a little over 2 hours, and so I think that is a phenomenal job, well done. I enjoy that immensely. If I wanted to take out the whole bullet story out of the way, focus on Batman, focus on Superman, that's the cut that you should check out. You should definitely just give it a try. It is a little choppy here and there, but it's fine. It's doable. It's watchable. So in any case, there are just one little thing that came up today, and I thought I should share it. Actually, it's been up maybe yesterday, actually, right? So this came from at JamTony10, Tony's Eyes Comics, hashtag Release the Snyder Cut. He posed this question to me, and he put a little picture, and I'll read it to you here. The thing is that at Nexus Pong, John D. Reviews, Fukujang, with Fiona, and Dave Pina, among others, could ask the fans of Snyder's Cut to send you a small video where they appear saying Release the Snyder's Cut, and you could create a video putting together each one of those little videos with music by Hans Zimmer. I think that if you propose it, you would create an inspiring video and above an all illustrator of the magnitude of this fight. Warner must see the power of convocation that this movement has, and this is an excellent way. It will be beautiful to see everyone, regardless of languages or country, asking in a video for the Snyder's Cut. And then when we see the original Justice League, feels that each and every one of us was a little responsible for having seen it. If you want, I can take charge of editing the video. If you like the idea, you can tell me and we can agree. So at first, I just took charge of it and said, send me the videos, guys. If you guys want to do this, say Release the Snyder Cut, a short little video talking about how you feel about it and things like that, or what Zack Snyder meant to you and things like that. Go ahead and you can email that to me at pingpongflix at gmail.com. At first, I was going to edit it, and believe me, I'm not really good at editing. So I was really happy that John Aaron Garza, who I had a special guest earlier this week, had proposed that he could do it. He offered his help for it, and I said, you know what? I think you're a way better editor than I am. Judging from the videos you've made, of the comparison videos, even you had your own homage to the Release the Snyder Cut, and I think it works fantastically with the beautiful the music and things. So I said, go ahead. I'll send you the videos that are sent to me, and we'll see if we can get it done. Of course, it's going to take some time for him to do it. I was anticipating this could be released before San Diego Comic-Con, but we'll see what happens with that. I'm not going to rush him or anything like that. But please, if you are going to make a video, I think Tony said about 20 seconds or less, for a little spiel about what do you want from the Snyder Cut, perhaps some kind of heartfelt message, or even video of you actually being at the premiere of Batman v Superman, or one of the Zack Snyder's movies, and you can post that there, or even Justice League, I guess, before you found out what it was. But that type of those heartfelt videos, and I think John's gonna have something special for us, and I propose that when he comes out with Release That video, I want to tag Warner Brothers, I want to tag Justice League WB, I want to tag even the main blogger sites and the media, the Hollywood Reporter, Variety, all those sites, the Wrap. Let's get the message going. And I think that would be kind of fantastic to see all of our faces saying Release the Snyder Cut. I'm going to do a video. I'm going to do a small one. I'm still trying to figure out what to say other than just Release the Snyder Cut. But I'll be sharing that with John. So John, if you're watching this, be on the lookout for that. In any case, after all that said and done, I wanted to touch base on a little bit of some things that were going on Twitterverse, where they're in terms of Geoff Johns and how Geoff Johns may still be at Warner Brothers and things like that. And I just want to clear this up. I think people who are not business sense or have never owned their own business don't actually know what Geoff Johns is doing here. Now, Geoff Johns. Now, people are saying Geoff Johns is still, yes, he's writing and producing for film and television, but in this case, exclusive to DC and Warner Brothers. That doesn't mean he actually is on Warner Brothers payroll. Warner Brothers is not giving him a W-2. Okay, he's not getting a paycheck from them. They're not paying his medical. They're not paying his benefits. No, he's actually founded his own company called Mad Ghost Productions, and he's either renting or they're allowing him space at Warner Brothers lot. But he's essentially paying his own way. He's essentially has a contract exclusive deal to write and produce for film, television, and more for DC and Warner Brothers. He's got a contract for that. He's probably signed an agreement that he can only work on these types of things. He has an exclusive deal for that, and he can do those things. I'm not quite sure if he's gonna invoice Warner Brothers for his contracted services, or they're gonna pay him and give him a 1099 at the end of the year, in which he'll has to pay taxes on it. But he's definitely paying his own medical for that, unless they've got a medical deal on that. That would be quite awesome. Any business owner who can get a medical deal out of another company that they're being contracted for, that's pretty awesome. But in my eyes, in judging from business, because of my own business, I own my own business and I do contract work for larger companies. This is what I see him doing, and I think that's why they say things like he left DC Entertainment. Because he essentially, not physically per se, but he essentially, his business is the way he's not under a payroll. That's the only way I can explain to you. He's not under a payroll from Warner Brothers, but he has an exclusive deal to write and things for that. So yes, his work is still being implemented into Warner Brothers Pictures, but he's not under them. Like they can't tell him when to go to work. They can't tell him what when's his lunch. They can't. They don't just give him a paycheck, like a salary, without him working. He has to work for his money, and he actually has to pay his own way. I don't know how you explain that. But if you ever need to go into business and things like that without just going and interviewing and getting hired by a company, when you actually have your own company and you were contracted maybe a bid to work on a project, and you charge your services, or they just pay you and ask you for your W-9, and then you have to get a 1099 at the end of the year because it's commission-based work. Things like that. Then if you understand that, then you'll understand where Geoff Johns is at right now. So a little bit confusion there, and I thought I'd clear that up, and I hope that just clears things up a little bit. So in any case, that was interesting today, how it kept going back and forth about not being WB things. I think people are getting confused with being under Warner Brothers payroll or actually working contract work for Warner Brothers and DC Films. Okay, so anyway, that out of the way, DanielRPK got something really interesting today, and this is maybe in tinfoil hat, but maybe not. I don't know. He is a scooper. He's one of those insiders sources, and he actually did mention, and I think he may have deleted by now. Okay, he may have deleted by now, because someone said he deleted. But let me see, tweets and replies. Oh, okay, so he didn't delete it. So someone asked him, Superman Takeover at Superman Take 1, asked him what was the Superman news you heard of, MOS2 with his eyes, or we gotta wait for Comic-Con? And Daniel RPK says should come out before San Diego Comic-Con. Now that is exciting. I just saw that literally an hour ago. I decided to retweet it out with the hat, with the little sign with the symbol of hope. So this is exciting. We're gonna possibly get Superman news before San Diego Comic-Con. We don't have to wait that long. I don't know if it's gonna be a day before. That would suck. But I waited that long, so might as well. But we could be possibly getting news very early for possibly Man of Steel 2. Or, we call it Man of Steel 2, and I understand Batman v Superman is essentially Man of Steel 2. But when I say Man of Steel 2, and I think when other people say Man of Steel 2, we really mean a Superman solo film, a second Superman solo film. And that's why we call it Man of Steel 2. Not knowing full well that Man of Steel 2 is essentially Batman v Superman, so we do understand that. When we say Man of Steel 2, we really mean the Man of Steel with Henry Cavill Superman-centric second film. That's what we wanted. That's what we intended to see. And I am excited to hear something about that. Now, it could be that he is just hinting at, revealed that he is in Shazam. That could be a possibility too. That excites me as well. But I really want that Superman-centric second film with Henry Cavill. And Henry Cavill himself had teased that earlier with that behind-the-scenes look of him flying, right? So there could be something about that, and I'm very interested in it's not that long. I mean, we've got 20 days now? Less than that. Oh my God. Less than 20 days to go to San Diego Comic-Con, and some news from that humongous comic book event, and it's going to be quite a shocker. I mean, I'm going to be floored with the amount of news that's possibly coming out on that, and I can't wait to see what happens to that. But Superman, the second, another Superman-centric film, yes, sign me up. I can't wait to see what that's about. Really want to see that. But DCEU is not the only thing that's going on, right? So we got the DCEU, the DC streaming service, and this caught my eye today, and I am actually a lot more excited than I was before. I'm not a huge fan of CW superheroes, right? I'm not really a fan of Supergirl, Green Arrow, and The Flash. I know, I'm actually more a fan maybe of like Gotham, and I think I'm just maybe inundated with all the Legends of Tomorrow and things, and the way it was. Like I really enjoy a more grounded feel, more realistic take on these superheroes, like Watchmen, and the questions that they put out. That's probably why I don't like Agents of Shield, but I do like the Netflix Daredevil. I like Netflix Luke Cage. And that's the type of Marvel that I like on Netflix, and those are great shows that's on there, because they're grounded in reality. They question the hard stuff. They answer the hard questions, or actually answer the hard questions, and they are not shy from that mature content. And it looks like, from what I originally thought, DC Titans was going to be another CW type show on their streaming service. Apparently, it's going to be a mature, or at least this is a rumor in any case, a mature TV show with lots of F-bombs. Now, there's a new report. This is coming from Screen Rant. The new report claims the Titans TV series on DC Universe is going to be more mature than anticipated, featuring heavy violence and language. The DC landscape is changing quickly with the fast approaching launch of DC's digital service. As it was recently announced, the service will bring a vast library of TV shows and movies, both animated and live action, and comics, into a single platform. It will launch later this year with an exclusive live action series that will bring the fan favorite young team of heroes known as the Titans to life. There's been plenty of interest in the series already thanks to the new platform it's attached to, but other than that, there's still plenty of mystery. The cast is led by Brenton Thwaites, I can't say his last name, as Dick Grayson, aka Robin, and he's been surrounded by a cast of up-and-comers. Despite the young age of the cast, it appears the show isn't necessarily targeting the younger viewer demographic. Splash Reports shared some reported details from Titans pilot, and while there's a focus on Robin, Starfire, and Raven, it's the tone that stands out the most. These details should be taken with a grain of salt for the time being, but Titans is said to feature strong language, such as multiple F-bombs. Oh my god. There's also an R-rated feel to the violence, which all includes bone snaps, people being shot, burned, and mangled. These details are not yet confirmed, but would signify Titans is going to be a very different from what most expected. DC has done mature content in the past, such as Watchmen, and it looks as though Warner Brothers wants to keep that going with their DC Dark label too. Now, DC, they don't know what it's called. They're calling it either DC Dark or DC Black. That's just something in reference to another article that I believe it was the Hollywood Reporter had done, not quite knowing the label that Walter Hamada wanted to put for these more gritty, riskier films, right? This creative decision could have been made to help Titans stand out among the glut of comic book-based TV shows, and the fact that its home is DC Universe gives DC complete control over the tone and style they want. There appears to be a bit of a change towards lighter material on the big screen for DC for now, so Titans could really separate itself with a mature approach. Even though the show isn't based in the same continuity as the DC movies, this style appeals to a different demographic than DC may already be attracting. Plus, with Young Justice and Outsiders going to DC Universe and Teen Titans Go to the Movies hitting theaters this July, a more mature approach instantly gives Titans a unique quality. This isn't the only live action series DC Universe is creating either, so this could be DC's way of rivaling Marvel's Netflix series. I just talked about that, which are also more adult oriented. Doom Patrol is a direct spin-off from Titans, while Swamp Thing's possible connections remain unknown. There was also rumors of Hawk and Dove getting a spin-off too, so these could all stay true to this mature style. That is, if these details are correct. Thankfully, it won't be too much longer before a series debut. Titans is set to debut on DC Universe later this fall. Okay, so just judging from that, it says it just quite plainly that this could be the DC Dark. I mean, this is my own thinking here. It's not confirmation or anything. I'm just speculating that could it be that they're utilizing DC Universe streaming services as like Netflix is using Marvel's using Netflix streaming services to do a more mature content of Marvel's parts like Daredevil, Punisher, the darker, grittier, riskier projects. Maybe that Joker movie is going to DC Universe in a way to separate it from the movie so that we general audience won't get confused seeing two Joker films, because essentially you're seeing one of those Joker films on the streaming services, which is the DC Universe. And with that added benefit that maybe there is room for having two continuities forming into one. This is the whole speculation right now, right? So there are putting darker, grittier, riskier, perhaps even grounded, more mature content DC materials, not the lighthearted ones, onto DC Universe, and DC Universe is a platform for those darker, grittier films. Well, wouldn't that be the perfect place to put the Snyder Cut? I'm just saying. I mean, doesn't that feel like a perfect place to do that? Doesn't that even feel like a perfect place for Zack Snyder to kind of make some films over on this side? I know the budget might not be intact for that type of material, but I think it would be quite something. I mean, some of the Netflix originals that come out are pretty damn good. Like if you've seen like Spectrum and all these Singularity and these other sci-fi movies, Lost in Space, my God, like that's some great, fantastic looking pieces of movies and shows. Altered Carbon, I mean, just look at how they're doing that, and it looks like a movie, and that's only on the streaming services. If DC Universe picks up with the amount of subscriptions and things like that, or even for now, after offering just the Snyder Cut, and people sign up on that, I would sign up on that. It wouldn't be long until they start making multiple types of content on DC Universe, able to capitalize on those subscribers, able to increase those budgets in order for them to get better, more quality content on DC Universe. This is essentially Warner Brothers and DC's and AT&T's and Warner Media's answer to the Netflix game. And if it goes right, it could be quite successful. I'm just saying. It could be, we could never see the Snyder Cut, but I'm just saying, if they were thinking outside the box and using DC Universe as a platform for the Snyder Cut, and the ability for directors who want to do something other than what DC movies may be going towards in those lighter-hearted areas, there may be a platform for them to work on. And maybe Walter Hamada wants to be inclusive, make sure everybody's inclusive in that, and open his arms out to say, you want to make a movie? Go make a movie. You want a movie? Go make a movie, But I'm just going to tell you which platform you can do it on, so that if he is aware about continuity and things. That's just my own thinking anyway. That's all my own speculation. But I am excited for Titans now. I really want to see what this looks like. And just judging from the pictures, the new pictures of Robin, aside from the old ones from before, they are looking like they're really going into that more grittier, realistic. It just looks like a mature TV show, and unlike the shows that we see on CW, it's probably even a little bit darker and grittier than Krypton, which I really love. I love Krypton TV show. It's amazing. If you guys have not seen Krypton yet, I suggest you go find a way to check that out, because it starts off like this is just going to be a prequel to Superman, into something, I mean, you don't know what's going to happen next. That's the type of series it is. It's like it blows your mind. It doesn't really stay in the past. But it's amazing and it's awesome, and I think I really support that show. I can't wait for the next season. But if Titans and Swamp Thing, and I heard even Harley Quinn animated is like an adult animated show. I mean, I'm not saying it's porn, but that is like, wow. That really turned me around to what DC Universe is. Of course, my kids ain't gonna watch this stuff, but at least for us adults who grew up with these comics, who are adults now, we can enjoy something along the lines of our own age group, right? That's just what I see it as being a huge positive for DC's Titans, and I can't wait. I can't wait to see what's up with that. Does he even connect to DCEU? Who knows? Who knows? But I mean, it's really awesome. So anyway, I want to leave here. I think I want to just give a shout out. Okay, I think it should be said. That I do also follow these 3 YouTube channels. They're up and coming, and one has a better, more, they're some of them are more production value than the others, but they are a voice in this community, in the Release the Snyder Cut community. They are a voice for DCEU fans, and I've seen some of you comment on my own. I watch your videos too, guys, so I just wanted to shout out to you guys. The first one is totally random. It's very small, but check him out. I'll link it in the description below. He does talk about my videos, but I think I don't think he is given enough attention, and I hope he does. Totally random. The other one is Lantern2814. Great videos. Lantern2814. Awesome stuff. Subscribe to his channel, and of course, Comic Movie Marks. A great one again with Jay Oliva. Hilarious. I laughed. he does things almost film gobbish, but it's really fun, and you guys should definitely check out. So totally random, Lantern 2814 and Comic Movie Marks. Go and subscribe to their channels. Put them on your TL, your YouTube timeline anyway, and check them out. But anyway, so I might not have a video tomorrow. I have a dinner to go to, but I will be doing a live show Sunday morning. And for me, Sunday morning would be at 8 a.m. Hawaii Standard Time, which equates to 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I might put out an event out so you can see when that's coming up. But that show is going to be entirely with you guys. I mean, I'll just come on, and for an hour or so, we'll just talk about what you want to talk about. It could be anything in the movie realm. It could be Godzilla. It could be Power Rangers. It could be DCU. And I know most of you are going to be Snyder Cut, but anything, anything that's yeah, pretty much anything. I mean, I'll see what your question is. If I want to answer, I want to answer. If I don't, then maybe some things maybe I can't answer. But I'll leave that up to you, and I will see you on Sunday, if anything, if I don't get to make a video tomorrow. So, all right. Well, anyway, thank you so much for subscribing, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.